All right.
What's up, dude?
Back join this year again?
Yeah, I think, yeah. The guys can join. I got 10. I got 10 Mikoros, but like, people can like...
Yeah, I was listening to one of your songs on Spotify and I noticed that you refer to Hashem as a girl.
Yeah.
I was curious why.
Because really, like, it makes as much sense as referring to him as a boy. Right? It's Zizel B'Zaf, you know, obviously he's neither. He's beyond such a classification.
Either or.
Yeah, so you're listening to that song? I think she would want to listen to that. Yeah, nice.
There's also, what did you mean when you said, it helps me think like a menorah?
Oh, well. You know?
It's lit, you know?
Illuminated, you know? Light.
Let me grab that message.
Grab. We got we're going to do a Rchhhhebb today. Where was the guy who wanted me to do a Rchhhhebb? That's you? There you go.
Have you seen this one yet? Or?
What? I went through and prepared it.
Oh.
Oh, you want me to take one that I didn't prepare? I could do that also. But I was like, yo, let me
It's
do
good.
this.
Preparation's good.
You know,
It's very balanced.
I wanted to bring you guys the Mikoros, and I printed the Mikoros both for me. They got like the Mikoros. I could like show you guys through the Mechitza. Yeah. All right. Also, if you guys want to get like menachos, Gemara menachos.
You know, I've been looking forward to this all week.
Really? Amazing. Me too.
I got it ready.
Oh no, for you guys. For you guys to have Gemara menachos. We're gonna here take this Rchhhhebb. You got your own Rchhhhebb?
Yeah,
Givaldi. Go to Hilchos מעילה.
A lot of layers.
What?
A lot of layers.
A lot of layers.
A lot of layers.
A lot of layers,
I
yeah.
like it.
Thanks, bro. All right. Here, if you want the Mikoros. Oh, menachos. No. Don't even touch art scroll. Not in my share.
You're an anti-art scroll?
I'm not an anti-art scroll. I'm an anti-art scroll for Yeshiva Bacher.
There's not so many copies, that's the only reason.
I hear.
What are you saying?
But here's the thing. When it comes to art scroll is a good tool for like a grandfather who never learned how to learn and like he's like old, doesn't know Hebrew. But someone in Yeshiva who's learning how to learn, nah, it's not glad. You know? You got menachos? Shmak. Okay. So, first off, who knows what Me'ila is?
Misuse effect.
A misuse effect. Just be more specific.
Benefit from...
Right, for davar chol. But yeah, basically. Right, and so we're going to learn about Me'ila, and if that wasn't esoteric enough, we're going to learn it with regards to para Aduma, which is interesting. Now, before we even see anything, what do you guys think? Me'ila, para Aduma, would it apply? Is para Aduma even a korban? Right? So we're going to see. So I wanted to say that I'm dedicating tonight's shir to Refuah Shalema for Dr. Dre. You know, he's in the hospital, he's in the ICU. You guys familiar? Alright, so he said he's in one of his songs. He said, I'll show you how real cowboys get down. So I was like, alright, we're gonna learn about cows. So it should be for Refuah Shalema, for a real goat, you know? Dr. Dre. He doesn't write his own stuff. He's not like, but he discovered Eminem.
He's no PASHUT.
There's no PASHUT. Few are, but there are and above, you know? I would say in terms of Jewish rappers, we got Lil Dicky, we got Token, and then me. But you guys know these guys, Lil Dicky and Token? Of course, you guys. I just gotta make sure you guys are holding.
They seem black.
So I'll tell you a story.
No, he's fourth.
I'll tell you a story. He's not fourth, maybe fifth. Zachariah, Chaim, amazing. You know Chaim OG?
No?
Yeah, he's amazing. Check him out.
We'll check him out.
What's up, bro? Here, take these Mikoros. So I'll tell you a quick story. I was chilling with Nisim and Uman, right? And this guy comes over and he's like, yeah. This guy's like, he comes over and he's like, yo, who's better? So I was going to say what Zachariah told me when I asked him who's better, right? And he's like, listen, everyone has their own koichos, and the Kadosh Baruch Hu gave everyone their own kochos. Zachariah is right? Everyone has their own kochos. And so I was gearing up to say that to the guy who asked who was better, me or Nisim. But before I was able to, Nisim was like, he is. I was like, all right, listen. You know, you guys ever hear of a teammate call?
These black said you're better than?
Yeah. That's what he said, Newman. Whatever, listen, if you look at...
You two had a rap battle?
We didn't have a rap battle. We never, listen. I don't want to start any beef. Nisim's great. Zachariah is great. Chaim is great. But yo, Dicky, Lil Dicky, and Token.
Pasha, you heard of Young Easy?
Who?
Young Easy? Straight
Ah,
out of SR.
nah, I don't know. So this guy definitely not. But even
Little
like,
Dicky doesn't rap Jewish rap.
first of all, we're not talking about Jewish. Rapping with Jewish rap. If we're gonna don it by like the deepest lyrics,
Yeah.
then I can't even see any other Jewish rapper. You know, in terms of like, yeah, whatever. I can't, you know, like the depth of my lyrics, but you know, I'm even Yovin.
Like what
Alright. What's up?
Kendrick says, he's like, you look hard enough, you'll find gold mines in these lines, you know?
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. So, but you know, everyone's doing their best. Everyone's steiging, and we got a serious lumdus chabur right now in the Chidush Reb Chaim. I wanted to tell you guys my Mesorah to Reb Chaim, like my kesher with Reb Chaim. So Reb Chaim, you know, Reb Chaim Soloveitchik. So his grandson was Rav Yasher Ber Soloveitchik, and he had a Talmud named Rav Chaim Ilson, who had a Talmud named me. So like I am like in this is like my base measures, Reb Chaim. Also, we know that Reb Chaim is like the father of like the whole yeshivish mahalach. You know, klaring shtei dinim. You know, you guys familiar with klaring shtei dinim? Do you guys klar shtei dinim? Yeah. Who are you guys' Rebbe?
What?
Who teaches you guys? You guys learn by Reb Blau?
Yeah,
Reb Blau is very yeshivish, very lamdish. I love Reb Blau. Now Reb Blau doesn't hold of Gilgul. So whenever people bring up Google, I'm like, listen, it's not Muskam L'Kuliyama, because I hold of Reb Blau. If it was just some Yossi B'Shuk, you know, I wouldn't be machshed, but Reb Blau, I love Reb Blau. You guys know his Sefer Anagadita?
Yeah.
Yeah, very chashuv. They mamish skip Agadita in the mirror. They just skip it. They just skip it. Listen, it's a derech halimud, but you know.
Did they never finish the Masechta?
You gotta finish the Masechta yourself. I was talking to London. I'm sorry about the names, by the way. I was sorry about like the names. I'm not even trying. You know, just like I just remember that he's from London, and the rest of you guys are just from other places. Well, but there's one guy from Belgium. Where's Belgium?
Belgium.
The Helge. What's up? You see, I told you guys to sit in the same spot, right? The first year, you're in the same spot.
No, I think I was like the person trying.
It's alright. Alright, so we're gonna learn about Para Aduma. We're gonna start, not very yeshivish of me, we're gonna start just by seeing the pasuk. You know? It's a lot of times when I learn Reb Chaim, like we just go through it, they put in the pasuk, okay, fine, whatever. But
The pasuk is what the modern Orthodox people call the quotes in Gemara, right?
not the modern Orthodox people, the yeshivish people. He's telling the yeshivish guy, he's walking through, sees a Tanakh, he's like, oh, this is Meiridik, it's all of the tzushteld things that the Gemara brings, ordered in. That's like, Maisa Shahaya Kachaya, that's like how it's done, you know? There is...
With your own two eyes, you seen it?
What?
You've seen it?
I've seen it. Bro, I've been there, bro. I've said that. You know?
To fit in, or you
Oh no, cause like Lemaisa, like Tanakh is important, but like, Gemara. Enough said.
You have to say it to be in
Enough said. Like Gemara is, you know what they say. Another thing they say in yeshiva. I'm gonna stop filling your minds with all of these like ridiculous yeshiva shisms. But like, you gotta know. They say in yeshiva, they say taka. The yeshiva guy. The better the svara, the deeper in the chair, and the further front the kippah. The guy's really stelling a vort. His kippah's on his chin. So they say like this. They say, taka. The Christians ruined Tanakh. They say the Zionists ruined Eretz Yisrael, and they say Chabad ruined Mashiach. That's what they say, taka. They say, oh, what do we have left? We have Gemara. Okay, let's learn some Gemara. We're gonna start with the pasuk in Parshas Chukas, right? The pasuk says, "Ve'asaf ish tahor es efer hapara," right? That the guy comes and he collects the efer, the ashes of the cow of the paraduma. Ve'iniach michutz l'machane b'makom tahor. Ve'hayasal adas b'nei Yisrael in mishmeres. It was like a keephold for b'nei Yisrael in this Torah place. L'mei nida. All of these things, by the way, you can write a book about. But we're going to focus on the next words. Chatas hi. It calls the paraduma. It calls it a chatas. Okay, and that's going to be important, right? Okay, I just wanted to bring this pasuk because it's an important pasuk. All right, everyone heard the pasuk. You can see it here if you look. Yeah, it's amazing. This is what we used to do before we had like smart boards. We had Sfarim. Alright, Zak the Heliga Rchhhebb. So how does Rchhhebb start? Chidush Rchhhebb al Harambam. So what does he start by doing? Quoting a Rambam, yeah. Quoting a Rambam, right? Alright, good enough. Zok the Rambam, right? By the way, one more Yeshiva thing I need to teach you guys, right? Is that how do you differentiate between the Rambam and I'll say it like this without the differentiation. How do you differentiate between Maimonides and Nachmanides? Because they sound the same. They sound very similar. So you say it like this: the Rambam and the Ramban. Okay. Okay, cool. The Rambam and the Ramban. Rav Ilsa would only say ban. Suck the ban. That's what they say. Suck the ban. We're the Rambam, right? Suck the Rambam. V'chein para aduma ma'ilin ba. So he's like, you could also have me'ila by para aduma. Misha huktasha, from the time that you were makdish it, ad shetease efer, until it becomes ashes, right? Because you know what we do with the para aduma, we burn it fully, then we mix it with water, mayim chaim el keli, right? And then what do we do?
Mix it.
Then what do we do? Sprinkle it on who? Tommy Mace, right? Okay. Zok the Rambam weiter, afal pi shehi ke kache bedek habayis, even though it's like kache bedek habayis. Now kache bedek habayis is like kedushas damin. Anything could be kache bedek habayis. These glasses could be kache bedek habayis. You could be makdish the glasses, and then you have to be po to them if you want to wear them. You have to be po to them, and then you have to like pay with a chomesh. And you give the money to Beis Din, to the Beis HaMikdash, right? To the Gizbar. So it's like Kache Bedek Habayis, but Harenemar Ba Chatasi. Oh, but it says in the pasuk Chatasi, right? Shteig in pasuk Chatasi. So like ostensibly from this Rambam is that even though it's Kache Bedek Habayis, I wouldn't think that there's Mi'ilah, but it says Chatasi to compare it, to make it a hekesh to a chatas, which definitely has me'ila because it's a korban, and so therefore, like chatasi, it's a chatas. We good? Yeah. So that's why like ostensibly shot in the Rambam. Abba, right? I count the show now. Abba, ayin because of Mishnah. Check the Kesef Mishnah. Shehiksha alzeh. He asks on this. He says the hara kache bedek habayis gam kein mo'elim behem. Wait a second. Kache bedek habayis taka also have me'ila. So then, what's pshat? V'im kein ma'ich patlan b'may dahavya kache bedek habayis ayin sham. If that's the case, then why do I care if it's kache b'edek habayis? Right? What does it matter to me that it's kache b'edek habayis? Oh, even though it's kache b'edek habayis, it says chatas to include it. It compares it to a chatas to include it. But all kache b'edek habayis have me'ila also. Meaning, if I makdish these glasses, and before I redeem them, I poda them, I start wearing them and getting hana from them, so then I'm chayav for me'ila. So every kache b'edek habayis also has me'ila. Wait a second, if kache b'edek habayis also has me'ila, so what's the Rambam talking about? Even though it's like kache b'edek habayis, but it says chatasi. But like, what do I care about the kache b'edek habayis aspect of it? Like, what does that change for me? What would I have thought? Like, what if the Rambam didn't say kache b'edek habayis? Why do I need the pasuk telling me chatasi? And if it's like kache b'edek habayis, what's going on over here? Okay, so the Gemara Menachos. One of these sheets is the Gemara Menachos, right? It says Venira Lomar. Seems to say in Menachos. Yeah, what's up?
Is the point not that the Afal P is a diet saying that this is one exception to the case?
So Afal P. What we see in Afal P? What do we think usually? We see in the Gemara. Oh, even though
you might think that.
Even though you might have thought this, but it says this, and so. Right? So even though it's kache b'edek habayis, and so ostensibly the Rambam is saying, even though it's kache b'edek habayis, and so you would think that there's no me'ila, but it says chatasi, so there's me'ila. But wait a second, there is me'ila in kache b'edek habayis. So what's this afal pi? The afal pi, by the way, is what's called a bavorn. You guys know bavorn? Alright, this is the most important word that I'm going to teach you guys. Hold on. What? The ban. The ban's chashuv. But bavorn is the most important word. And I've taka had like fights with people in Israeli yeshivas because I hold that bavorn is part of Lashon HaKodesh. And they're like, what? But it's Yiddish. I said, yeah. But this word was made to understand Gemara. Right? Bavorn. Bavorn. I spelled it with a few extra I's. I got, just so you know. Bavorn is in Hebrew. In Hebrew, they call this tofa'ah. They call it like a she'elah nisteret, like a hidden question. But it's not a hidden question. It's like giving the answer before the question. They say even though, right? Tosfos a lot of times says v'im tomar, and if you're going to say, he like talks out the whole question. But Rashi sometimes just answers something. And you have to figure out what the question is. That's a bavorn. Now, usually afal pi is a bavorn that he's bavorning, even though it's kache b'edek habayis, and therefore I would have thought that there's no me'ila. But it says chatasi, so there is me'ila. But wait a second, chatasi. You're raising your hand?
No.
Okay, cool. You could if you want. Chatasi is telling me that there is me'ila. But wait a second, the Rambam telling me it's like kache b'edek habayis. I already know there's me'ila. Okay. Venira Lomar seems to say, Dihine, b'menachos daf nun aleph, darshinan michat asi. So what do we learn? It says, the davka kodem sreifa mo'alimbo. That specifically before sreifa, before you burn it, you can have me'ila on it. V'lo la'achar sreifa. And not after you burn it. Right? V'hine, atos, right? Why? Because chatas it's a chatas, and the afer is not a chatas. Right? V'hine, ha-tosfos sham hikshu. Tosfos over there asked, and they say, the lamalan hachmi uta. Dehi. Why do I need the miut of chatas he and not its afer? Right? You guys, if you guys are looking in the Me'ila, it's that top Tosfos on Nun Aleph and Beis, on Nun Aleph and Aleph, I think. I got a bunch of sheets here. So much so that like it's got to be in here somewhere. Oh, here we go. Let's wait, and then okay. So right, you see the ein molim be'afra, right? It's molim ba v'lo be'afra of the chatas. Ba molim, right? Chatasi melanin shemolim ba ve'bahi he ba molim be'afra ein molim, right? So that Tosfos and then Beis Amud Aleph. So that Tosfos, right? So Tosfos says that Lamalan, Tosfos asks, Lamalan hach miuta, why do I need that miut of he? Typically, take the fact that you wouldn't have me'ilah on it from the fact that kaimalan that we hold. B'kol hakadshim dila'achar shenasu efer. All of the kadshim after they become efer, after we burn them, ein molim behen. That's the law with all kadshim. That after it becomes efer, after we burn the kadshim, there's no me'ilah by it, right? So then why do I need a special gezeres hakasov telling me that there's taka no me'ilah by the efer? V'tirtu, and for Tosfos, Ampher, by the way, you guys know Ampher? It's Yiddish for answer. Interesting, right? Linguistics, I don't know why. Ampher Tosfos, that's what we say. See, Ampher Tosfos, V'tirtu, the tam, the hasam. The reason over there, Mishum, the ein lecha davar shenasis mitzvaso b'mo'alim bo. Right? There's nothing that, like, if it does its mitzvah, you would have me'ilah. That's why after you burn it, like, there's no more me'ilah because you already did the mitzvah, you already brought the korban. But by para aduma, it's a shtickle andera, right? It's a little different, right? Because why? It says hacha achasi lo is ovid. The mitzvah already was not done. Ratzolomar mishum the ikara lahazah kaima. The ikar mitzvah of the para aduma is what? Not the shechita of the para aduma, but the sprinkles. Right? Okay. V'hinei. And behold, the para aduma hare kaimalon dechatas kariya rachmana. Right? The para aduma, it's called, the Torah calls it a chatas. Very beautiful, right? They ever ask themselves why, like whenever referring to the Torah or referring to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, we call it Rachmana, merciful one. Yeah, Belgium, you're raising your hand? No, you're just playing with hands. It's very complicated. I could barely see. I'm not wearing my glasses, and I have this I have this penalty box.
The plastics prescription.
What?
The plastics prescription.
The plastic is punkt vaker prescription. It makes it even harder to see.
Okay.
You know? You guys holding punkt vaker?
Just now, yeah, I was also like holding my hand in an ambiguous way, so like you wouldn't be able to like see without the hands or like actually holding my hands up as a question.
Oh yeah, no, we could be cavalier with our hands. Are you raising your hand?
Yeah,
Right, anyone who wants to raise his hand, also raise the hand and also cluck like a chicken.
Alright.
You know, I got a lot less questions though. Yeah, what's up?
See the Mike's Chai a couple years ago when there's like some farmer in New York that thought he had like a para Aduma. With David Feinstein, he actually went and he was like, yeah, probably para Aduma. He was actually like master para Aduma.
And what happened?
The guy, it's like random farmer. He was like, he saw the Holocaust survivors. So like, he like happened upon like whatever he grew a farm. And,
Did he
like,
no? Did they get that Paro Aduma, bring it over to Israel?
No, he said he got offers for like millions of bucks for it, but he was like, no, it's like for Am Yisrael. Like basically, this comes back, it's like for Am Yisrael.
So he's saving it.
Well, I think it's too old now.
Yeah, it got some gray hairs and lost its shape.
I think he just wasn't the age anymore. Like it has to be like it has to be within like a certain like.
Yeah, we should have just brought it over and started retiring people.
Yeah.
But how many people can you get with one cap?
I don't know. How many sprinkles?
I mean, there's a lot of
It's like a
hats in
spray
one
bottle.
Weren't there only nine?
Yeah, right? You guys get one of those spray bottles they used to have in camp. You know?
I don't think
Without the fan. Because the fan would be wasting so much para adumas, you know, but it would be the least tummy mace fan.
Didn't the Rama
Yeah.
only nine para Aduma ever?
What?
That was gonna be Rabbi Mashiach.
When are we gonna have a para aduma? Hopefully soon, you know. I don't know, like we can't have a para aduma before Mashiach. You know, like the Chorah, we could just get a para aduma, start shafting it, take water from like one of these mayim, like over here by the old city. That's like coming.
Road juice.
Yeah, Rova juice. Listen, Rova juice will make you tower. But it's gotta be live
It
water.
has to be like the biggest cow ever. How are you gonna get enough blood for all of them?
I mean, when you burn it down, it probably get a lot
You
of.
get all the ashes. But you just need like a tiny sprinkle.
I don't know, but it didn't need some for every person.
Do we need a shear in para aduma? Like, does the person need a specific amount of sprinkle, or is like one ash
Or
sprinkled?
you get everyone in the room and you do one big sprinkle.
Yeah, you get a huge fan and you just like.
You probably
But
think
when all of Am Yisrael fits in the Beis Hamikdash, you just start blowing it around.
Yeah, you could do it. I don't know if you need to. if the Tara process can only happen in the Beis Hamikdash. The Chor, you can even bring a korban
But
without the Beis Hamikdash.
where else are you gonna have all of Am Yisrael in one room?
Right. Well, anyone who wants to not be Tamei Meis,
Well, the
we
ones
would
that
get the
go on-
Kohanim first. We give the Kohanim first.
Dibs.
You know? Who, any Kohanim in this class?
Sweet.
You know me too.
Hey.
You call me Shmuel HaKohen. You call me a lot of things, but two of the things is Shmuel HaKohen. Okay. So anyways, Zokt the Gemara. Zer Rchhhebb. So Vihine says Para Aduma Harikala, it's a chatas. So the Torah calls it a
No
chatas.
water?
Yes, I would love some. Thanks, bro. The Lechora Nira, the Nehi. Who knows what Nehi means? Granted. I love it. Yo, shout out that guys are really holding. Very, very, very misspelled. The Nehi, what? Before, now you know before. Now you're gonna be an unstoppable force. The Nehi, granted, the Adayin Aymedes, La'achar Sreifa Lehazah, granted that it's already standing after Sreifa for Hazah, Tizeu Iker Hadin Shel Para Aduma, because it's the Iker Din Para Aduma, such a Yeshiva Shteig, right? You read the words in Hebrew, and then like you translate them, but like basically say the exact, only the Hebrew words, right? The Zeu Iker Din Para Aduma, this is the Iker Din of Para Aduma, right? Sheyehei Ha'efer Shel HaMatar, that the Efer, the ashes is Mitar. Aval Mikol Makom, however, in any event, Mikol Makom, in any event, Hach Dina de Chatas Karya Rahmana. This din, the Torah called it a Chatas, Hare Lo Shaykh Elu B'Maisa HaKrava. That's only Shaykh in the Maisa HaKrava. In the Maisa of the Hakrava, of being makrivit, of shechting it, right? Aval Acher Shenasis B'Chol Mitzvaso Sulecha Dina de Chatas. It doesn't have a din of Chatas. You can compare the korban that's being shechted to a Chatas, right? But the Efer, Ela Be'Efer Shala, Yesh Lo Din Tara. So it doesn't have a din Chatas, it has a din Tara. Duhu milsa be'an pe nafshe, it's like its own thing, it's its own milsa. Ve'ein ze nogeh klal l'din chata shala. Okay, Chakira 1. We have din chatas, and we have din of tara. It's an interesting Chakira, right? We'll see if the Rambam, if Reb Chaim does anything with that Chakira, but that's his first Chakira. That he's saying that after the Shechita, it doesn't have a din of, after the Sreifa, it doesn't have a din Chatas, it's just din Tara, which is a completely different din. But and according to that, Sarach Ian, the Masha Kasvu Tosfos. We have to ask what Tosfos wrote. Dahacha, over here, right? He says, the Locha Shiva Nasis Mitzvah, it's not considered that it is mitzvah. Kevan de Omedes O Lehazah, since it still has the Iker mitzvah to be done with it, which is Hazah. All other korbans, right? All other korbanos. After we shech them and burn them, right? After we shech them and burn them, it already did its mitzvah. And so that's why those other korbans and all the rest of the Efer doesn't have Me'ilah. But here I might think that it does have Me'ilah still, even by the Efer. By the way, what could you do with Efer? Like, how could you use ashes? Question mark? Oh, sorry, I forgot to say question mark. Yeah?
Kisui Adam?
Oh! I love it. Kiso Adam. But that's not, I wouldn't necessarily say that that's considered Me'ilah. Why? Because it's not Hana. Why? Because mitzvah slav lahenas nitnu. So I was going to say doing like gray face. Or like maybe like making your hair all, I don't know, maybe like you can make hair. This guy doesn't have a gray face. Is that what you're doing? You're like, oh, like you.
Over so I can see.
Oh, I thought you were like, yo, it's like this guy. I was like,
I don't even know what a great face is.
yeah, I just made up the concept. But like, sometimes girls like they put like moisturizer and like they have like gray under like the paste.
Like charcoal.
Like Yeah, like face masks. You know what they do for pimples, but not me. I'm proud I got pimples, yo. Listen, it's because I'm so lumdish, I'm doing this all day. And sometimes break out.
Because you're so deep into like a spark, you keep it.
I know, right? Yeah, they always say, sweet as sour sticks deep fried in honey. That's what they say.
In the beer?
Yeah. Well, that's the Americans. The Israelis say, like, I don't know, like gumi. You know? Gumi b'dvash. But that's what they say. You know? But that's only if it's really sweet. Like a Rchhhebb. Alright, let's see. He says, the Ever Shala Yesh La Din Tayra, that's a milsa b'ampe nafshe, right? It says, why the Tosfos, it says, right, b'mashikaz of Tosfos, the Hachav, what Tosfos says, lo chashiv and nasis mitvasa, kivan de omedes ol lehazah. Because it's still omed lehazah. V'harei bikom magom, hach dina de chadas kvar pakamina. Yeah, but it doesn't have the din of chadas. V'im kein, if it doesn't have the din of chadas according to Rchhhebb, Arishuv lav bas meili. Well, then obviously it wouldn't have meila, right? So he's saying like that since it loses din chadas, obviously it wouldn't have meila, and so then Tosfos question is like extra. You don't need it. You already have the answer. That of course it's not going to be bas meila. But then also the Gemara's question of chatas. Why does the Gemara need to tell me?
The Efer doesn't need to be in Teres Chatas to necessarily be within like Teres Hektish.
Well, what does chatas tell me? Chatasi. Is chatasi telling me that that's the reason it has me'ila? Or is chatasi telling me something else?
It's telling me like mechanically they can burn it completely.
That I have to burn it completely.
Yeah.
Well, the Gemara in Menachos says that it's chatasi, learning that it has me'ila, and that the Efer doesn't. Yeah.
Yeah, well, seeing also like based on what we're saying, like the original PASHUT in the Rambam that a device already doesn't need.
Right, and also the Rambam said that Medayar just kibbeh the kabbas. Interesting. So let's see. He says Achein nira the kozeh who im banu all that stuff. Rchhhebb is going to say that's only if we came to have the din of kedushas haguf. Az bevadai havidina the kevan the kalu maaseh since it finished its ma'isa. Within Maisa Chatas Shaba Shuv Leisba, it doesn't have the Maisa Chatas anymore. Right? Leisba Shuv Leisba Din Kedusha Klal. Aval Me'agar the Iker Kedusha's Para Havia Kedusha's Damim, not Kedusha's Aguf, but it's Kedusha's Damim, aka Bedek Bias, right? That's what Kedusha's Damim is. There's Kedusha's Aguf and there's Kedusha's Damim, second Chakira. Kedushas Haguf, which is like the guf of the korban is like it's because it's a korban. That's what it is. Because the etzem korban, which is kodesh, or it's just kedushas damim, like it was makdish to the Beis Hamikdash, but not for a korban. Meaning it's like shavi is korban, right? Kedushas Haguf. As bevada havidina the kevan the kalu maaseh v'din ma'aseh chadash sheba shuv leisba din kedusha klal. Right? It doesn't have kedusha at all after if it had kedushas damim. If it had kedushas aguf. Aval me'achar she'eker kedushas apara havya kedushas damim. But since it's kedushas damim, in Cain, if that's the case, aval gav de bato din chatas mina. Even though there's not a din chatas on it anymore, right? According to Chaim, mikom magom kedushas damim sheba lo paka. It didn't lose its kedushas damim. V'zeu shekasvu atozos, and that's what Tosfos says. The kevan de kaima lehazah lo mechashev adayin nasis mitzvasa. It's not considered that it's mitzvah because it still kaima lehazah. It still needs to be sprinkled. Ratzol Omar. What we're trying to say here is that v'tzricha liyos b'kedushas damim. Shala, it still is. It has to still be in its kedusha damim. V'shabir havya bas meila. So then I would say, okay, it still has its kedusha damim. It's still even after the chatas. The name chatas is gone, but it still has kedusha damim, right? Because it's still kind of for its mitzvah. Its mitzvah hasn't been done yet. Im lav mishum akar dechatasi. If it wasn't except for the pasuk that says chatasi, the alfina minei the kishenas is afer paka gam din kedushas damim shalah. So what we learn by that is that it also loses its kedushas damim. It loses kedusha, even though it doesn't have kedushas guf. It also loses its kedushas damim, and that's the chiddush, the chatasi. And according to that, Zeu bir divrei Rambam. And so that's pshat in the Rambam. Why the Rambam needed to come and teach us, why the Rambam needed to come and say, Afal bishi ki kache bedek habayis. Even though it's like kache bedek habayis, meaning what? Kedushas damim. Even though it's like kache bedek habayis in the sense that its kedusha would ostensibly continue even after we burn it, because it's not about the kedusha of it as a korban, but it's the kedusha of it as any state, because it's etzem existence in the rishus of the Beis Hamikdash. So the Rabbi writes, I would think that there's meila gam va'achar shenasis efer, even after it becomes efer. Ve'al zeh, and on this the Rambam says no. Shahari nemar ba chatasi. So it says chatasi. Ratzol Omar dirak. I'll sell it, dude. I'll sell it for sure.
You're good.
Bisman shechatasi. He be kedusha damim. Aval achar srifa pakamina hadin dechatasi. Yo, Show. You know my yeshiva's name is Show?
My name's Joey, it's not Joey. Messing with me.
Why?
It's a long story, we were in Hebron last year, it's a long story. Tour guide got my name wrong, it stuck with me forever. You know.
Show is a good name.
I'm really tired, I gotta go, but
Peace out, Joe. Yo, is his name actually Show or Nisht?
We call him
It's
Show.
like he was born Joey, but like everybody.
But like his name changed.
Yeah.
And here, yo, does he like the name? I'm not gonna be a Rchhhebb, but you know, shouldn't be. But you should love the name because Show's great. But that is interesting. They called him Joe. What's his Hebrew name?
Yosef Leon and Yaakov Leon.
Yosef. Well, you know, Show is Zera ben Yamin Zera Yosef.
No, when he was gathering, one time called him the guy's Sparty, right? Joey Sparty. So keep it coming up as he asked for his name, and Joey's like Yosef Leon ben Yaakov Leon, and keep calling him up. He's like Yosef Leon ben Yaakov Leon.
Yankov.
Yeah.
Nice. Still Yosef. It's good. Aval la'achar sreifa depaka mina din dechatasi as memela automatically paka mina gam kedushas damim sheba. Also the kedushas damim come out of it. Ve'ein malim ba'od ve'kesugya gemara v'rachos k'moshe kasavnu k'moshe ne'emar, right? Koshe. So it doesn't any longer have the din of chatas. So what's this Rambam saying? What's Reb Chaim saying in the Rambam? The question was, why are you telling me that even though it says it's like bedek habayis, but chatasi, and so chatasi, so then we go and include it in Me'ila by the para Aduma. That was our question. Our question was, wait a second, Me'ila by para Aduma we have it, and even though it says it's like kache bedek habayis, where ostensibly like we would think that we wouldn't have it, but it says chatasi to include it, right? And that's how the Kesef Mishnah understood the Rambam, and therefore the Kesef Mishnah asks the Baal Kasha, what are you telling me? Even though it's like kache bedek habayis, that like what I would think that it's not, but all kache bedek habayis have it. So the Kesef Mishnah like has to blind shver. I think I have it somewhere over here. The Kesef Mishnah. Yo, they don't have a Rambam. They don't have a Rambam. They want to open up a Rambam. So where is this Rambam in Hilchos Me'ila? What sefer? No. Kachim is not a sefer in the Rambam. It's Kedusha, but in Kedusha there's only like Shchita and Isurei Bia and Isurei Achila. You open it up.
Okay.
Yeah, you do it. I got mine right. Duh. You know what duh means in Yiddish? Here. It's good. I say in one of my songs, I say like, oh, there's Shmueli, what's he doing? I say, I'm steigin da, da steigin da. Yeah, double entendre. Steigin da. It's good, yeah? So, the Kesef Mishnah over here, right? You want to read the Kesef Mishnah? So, what did Moshe say to Pinchas? And Pinchas was like, yo, doesn't it say? Right? Pinchas was like, yeah, Moshe, doesn't it say like a ball aramis kanayim paigim bo? Right? Doesn't it say in Torah that like someone who is Baal Aramis, like a Kanai, could just like go kill him? So what did Moshe answer him? Karayna de Ingrasa ihu vihavi parvanka. The one who brings the Igeres, he should be the one to bring it, the messenger to bring it through. Parvanka.
Oh, you know what's up.
I know what's up. Yeah. Parvanka. Yeah. So anywho, you got it. It's in Hilchos Avaida. It's in Sefer Avoda, Hilchos Me'ila. It's alright. Benachas. But every second that you're looking for it, I'm adding on time for like the end of Shir.
Alright, Perek Beis.
This is okay. Perek Beis, Alacha. Hey. Yeah, so look at the Kesef Mishnah over there, over Dartin.
Dartin means there.
Yeah. But really, so the Kesef Mishnah, really, I only want from the end of this Kesef Mishnah. I really want from the end of the Kesef Mishnah. Umasha Kasav Rabbeinu. You guys see?
This is like really old text getting music.
Yeah, it's really old text, yo. It's Umasha Kasav Rabbeinu, yeah.
Alright, Masha Kasar Rabbeinu, Afal Pi, Shi Kachi Bedek Abayis, Kasha, Demai, Afal Pi, Atu Kachi Bedek Abayis, Milo Maili Bihu.
So what does that mean?
So pairs, you know, yeah, Bedek Abayis.
Yeah, Atu. What's Atu? Atu is a good word. Atu, Kachi Bedek Abayis. Atu is like a tough word to translate. It's a tough word to translate. Atu, like, oh, and Kachi Bedek Abayis, we wouldn't be Malba? Atu, Kachi Bedek Abayis, we wouldn't be Maile? Like, right, Atu, what? If it's Kachi Bedek Abayis, would be more. So he answers, right, V'efshar d'hachika amar, aval pi she'ena Kachi Mizbeach, right? V'gam ena Kachi Bedek Abayis, right? We would think that it's not Kachi Bedek, Ella, Doma Ella Kachi Bedek Abayis, right? He's even dayak on the Ka. Kachi Bedek Abayis in the Rambam, right? Doma Kachi Bedek Abayis. The Kevan she'ena Kachi Mamish. This is not Mamish Kachi. I would think Lo Hayadin Sheyimo Ba Ella the Karya Rachman Chadash. Just but the Torah calls it a Chadash, and so we bring it in. So the Kesef Mishnah. Chill. Everyone chill. Brussels. Where's he from? Brussels. Belgium. Antwerp.
Yeah.
Nice. I tell you, I know someone from there, and I told you that every time we meet, and every time I'm like, yo, I gotta ask my mom what that guy's name is, and every time, the second I get out of the penalty box, I forget.
Like Yaakov, who knew when the last days would be, like like
Right, after the but he couldn't say it, and this
up. We gotta like.
It's Zelba to that. It's similar. It's Daimeh. But so this Kesef Mishnah, right, understood this Rambam, that the Rambam is saying like, oh, even though it's like Kachi Bedek Abayis, right, and so I would see like, oh, like I would think that there's no Me'ila because like it's like not Kachim, right? But then again it says Chatas. But then he has that question. But what do you mean there is Me'ila like Kachi Bedek Abayis? So it's very shver. The way that the Kesef Mishnah had to answer it, and he had to go like this, and he had to go like that, right? How did Reb Chaim learn? Reb Chaim learned different. Reb Chaim said no. Aval be that it's like Kachi Bedek Abayis, and since it's like Kachi Bedek Abayis, it's Kedushas Damim, and not Kedushas a Guf. And if it's Kedushas Damim and not Kedushas a Guf, then I would think that there's Me'ila even after it becomes Afer. But since it says chatasi, so I know that there's no me'ilah by the afer. Right? Then I know there's not me'ilah by the afer. Meaning, the Kesef Mishnah was understanding that the chatasi was coming to include the para aduma as a para aduma, that it should have me'ilah. Reb Chaim is saying no. The apal pichi hikabedek abayis harinemar chatasi. The chatasi is coming to tell me that that's why the afer doesn't have me'ilah. It's going on a different nikuda than the Kesef Mishnah understood it. Yeah.
Yeah, but what necessarily removes it from the cloud of like Bedek Abayis?
What do you mean?
Like it's still part of Bedek Abayis.
It is part of the bias, and so I would think that it has me'ilah even by the afer, even after I burn it, right? But it says chatasi to exclude the afer from me'ilah, meaning that the chatasi is not coming to include the para aduma from me'ilah; it's coming to exclude the afer from me'ilah.
What about
Reb Chaim switches our perspective of what this Rambam is saying.
So for example, if you have like dam korban, like the dam of korbanos also has mila.
The dam of korbanos also has me'ilah.
So like why would the afer of the paraphat
Well, the afer, if you see that Tosfos, you guys want to see that Tosfos inside Menachos? Tosfos says that all afer of hektish is mutter. So you're saying the dam. I'm going to say to you mehechetesi. You know, where do you get that from? How do you know?
dam?
The dam. Yeah, where's
Where I'm stuck
no, bring it. Now the dam has me'ilah. So the dam has me'ilah.
It should be one right here.
Yeah.
The dam here. I want to go back there in the Reb Chaim. But you're saying, well, why does dam have me'ilah if the afer doesn't have me'ilah? That's your question. It's a good kasha. Why does dam, if dam indeed has, if you could do me'ilah by dam, so why would you be able to do me'ilah by dam and not by the afer? Well, yeah.
Well, couldn't you just say that the point is exeris kata b'chatasi, and maybe like misvara, it would be the same, but like the pasuk does chatasi, and
He and not its afer.
right, and the Gemara has to bring the exeris.
Right, but also this is not a korban. It could be that, like, yeah, korban has, but even though most korbans don't have it. Oh, because dam is not nase mitzvaso. Dam, you still have to do the mitzvah of like doing with the dam. But the afer of all korbanos is already done. There's no more thing to do with it. Right? Maybe that's the answer. If you can find that Gemara in Pesachim, it would be interesting to look at. But let's go back there in the Reb Chaim. But you hear the teretz? You hear the teretz? You hear the chilek? Gavaldig. V'hinei. Be'emes nira, taka, it seems, right, in truth, the lo shayach din nasis mitzvaso rak bekachem mizbeach. Really, I would say that nase mitzvaso, that whole svara that Tosfos says about nase mitzvaso, it says v'yesh lomar de shayni hacha de kol mitzvaso l'sreifa omed ve'od niratam de hasa mishum de ein lach davar she nasis mitzvaso v'molim bo. But he, right, so that's why, like all the other korbanos, the afer is not me'ilah. But here I might have a hava mina because he already didn't do the mitzvah. So those who said, but wait a second, that by kachem is beach, but not by kachem bedek abayis. By the way, I think that chakira, which is the third chakira of what's he says kachem is beach. Kachem we got mizbeach, which by the way is kedusha zaguf, and kachem bedek abayis. Bedek habayis, right? More yeshiva is just to say kachem like that. And then like make people like what? Sometimes like Sfarim they like, right? And sometimes they do bedek habayis, and that's like my favorite way. But there's always to talk about this. So anyways, it says the Iker Kedusha L'mitzvah, the Iker of the Kedusha of Kachem Mizbeach, which is Kedusha Zaguf, it's the Iker Kedusha is for its mitzvah. Masha Ein Kain was not the case be Kadshe Bedek Habayis. The Nase al Yidei HaHekdesh Kinyan Gavoa Be'etzem Adavar HaMukdash. That it makes with the Hekdesh, it's a Kinyan to the Gavoa with the Etzem Davar. Remember I used the word Etzem before? Forgot that Reb Chaim did it, but like we're so like on the same page. Yo, you going to the bathroom?
Maybe just grab a tissue.
Grabbing a tissue? Can you fill me up some water? You guys have to know that like I don't drink during the day. I don't drink. I'm just like I'm learning. Like I don't like whatever. So like now like someone offered me water. I'm like yo, like pretty parched. I'm realizing. So the nasa ide hekdesh kinyan gavo. It's not good by the way. I don't. Like you guys should be like drinking and like getting water. It's not like it's yeshivish not to drink and not to eat. It's not good. Yeah, that was close. Did you guys listen to the third verse in False Flags?
Yeah.
Do you remember Dayak?
I didn't really understand it.
We'll go through it. Maybe after share I'll go through what?
We'll go bit in.
We'll go bit in. After share commanded by be outside a little
We'll
bit.
record it for Joey. It'll be upset you missed it.
Well, you know what? Shoal should have stayed. No, I'm kidding. You could record him. I'm kidding.
Come on.
I love you, Joey. I was joking, bro. But yo, he's also curious?
Yeah.
Fine, we'll go through it after share. Okay. So it says like this. Yeah, dude. I think there's like
Hermetic.
a shortage. Yeah, it's hermetic. I can't even breathe.
That's the point.
Yeah, I know, right?
Let me breathe.
Trying to kill Talmidei Chachamim. But you know what? We're gonna continue Shteig. Just give me a little bit of air. Okay. So Masha'eke because you had the goodbyes and Nasa Ayda Hektish Kinyan Gavoa. You're out of here?
That's when you don't need it.
Oh man, okay. What?
Take the sheet.
Yeah, take a sheet. Masha'eke because you had the goodbyes and Nasa Ayda Hektish Kinyan Gavoa but Etzem Davar HaMukdash. It's the Etzem thing, right? V'loich paslan, and we don't care klal at all im chazil and mitzvaso or not, right? If we don't care if it's kajibet the gabayas, we don't care what state it's in, we don't care what status it's in. The thing belongs to the base of mikdash, belongs to hekdesh in any state, in any form. Im kain, if that's the case, hare lo shayach bo lo marshuv nazis. It's not even shayach to say about it that it's nasa mitzvaso. Kevan the ein kedushaso taluya b'mitzvaso. Because its kedusha is not totally in its mitzvah. By kedusha saguf, by kachem mizbeach. So it's because of the mitzvah of it getting brought in getting shechted on the mizbeach. It's the mitzvah that we're going to do with it. But this is not kedusha saguf. It's kedusha damim. It's bedek habayis, and so in any state and form it would be kodesh. So like nasa mitzvah wouldn't apply to it. The kachim shemesu yochichu. How are we going to prove this? We're going to prove this from a case of kachim shemesu, right? The case is pretty self-explanatory, right? Kachim that died. Mevur b'meila daf tezvav. So it's clear in meila and daf tezvav. Dera kachim is beach shemesu yatsu midei meila. That only kachim is beach that died left. Or are excluded from Me'ilah. Even after they die, even after they die, Isbehu Me'ilah, they have Me'ilah, Mishum Delo Yehe Ella De'akdish Ashba Lebedek Habayis Demolimba. Right? Even a dead body that you're makdish the body to Bedek Habayis, even if it dies, so whatever it's worth, it still belongs to his mikdash. Just like if you're makdish a garbage can to Bedek Habayis, right? V'ayim b'Tosfos Sham, check out Tosfos over there, Shokshu, that asks, the my dimyon who kachim shemesu la'ashba. Tosfos like, what's the tzushta, what's the comparison of kachim that die to an ashba? Ha ashba ra'uya liftais. An ashba, if you're makdish a garbage can to the Beis HaMikdash, you can be podeh, right? Aval kachim shemesu lo chazyan lifiduye. The fiduye, they're not fitting to lifdos, right? To redeem. Shkach, good touch. Kevan de'enam b'nei ha'amada v'ha'aracha. Since they're not b'nei ha'amada v'ha'aracha, you can't stand them up in front of Beis Din and have Beis Din decide how much they cost.
I mean, don't debate. Like I guess nevelas have certain values.
I guess nevelas do have certain values.
Like for oros and whatever else.
Oros and like all of the stuff, right? But it's not chazi lahamada v'haracha. You can't stand it up in front of Beis Din. It's a concept, right? Of hamada v'haracha that like, you stand it up in front of Beis Din and like everyone looks at the animal and they decide how much it's worth. But you can't do that with a dead animal. Why? I don't know, because it can't stand. But you're right. It could be like you as a dead body, but we say that the alive animal has to be chazi for hamad of haracha. The animal that you're makdish, right? V'tirtu da'asya kamanda amar kache bedek habayis in sarach hamad haracha. Oh, but they answered that even though the dead body you can't do hamada, but it doesn't need. If it's kache bedek habayis, if it's kache mizbeach, then for sure it needs. And obviously you can't bring a dead korban. Right? But if it's alive, if it's kache bedek habayis, it doesn't need hamad v'haracha. Achen tzarich ian al Rambam, but we still need to ask on the Rambam, right? Right? Halacha Yud Beis, if anyone's keeping track at home. The gam kache bedek habayis tzrichin hamad v'haracha. The Rambam Paskin said it does need hamad v'haracha. And in any event, he says in Perek Gimel of Me'ila. Now where is Me'ila? Or where is Erchen? Me'ila we already saw. Where is Erchen in the Rambam? Very interesting. It's in Sefer Afla, because in Erchen is like where Neder is and where Shvu is, right? Okay. And Erchen, right? It's like Hare Erchen Alai v'chule. So it says in Me'ila it says the kachim is be'ach shemesu yatsu yidei Me'ila. So it doesn't have Me'ila. Mashma, but it says he only says kachim is be'ach. Because mashma implies the kachim bedek habayis is behu Me'ila, that it would have Me'ila even after it dies. But wait a second, even after it dies, it still has Me'ila. The Tzarech Tam, we need to explain that why it would still have Me'ila if we're saying that it needs hamad of haracha. If we're saying that it needs hamad of haracha, so then, and if it dies, this still has Me'ila. So then, how could you compare it to a garbage? That the garbage you can be podeh, and you can't be podeh, and you can't stand up an animal who died. But the Rambam says that it still has Me'ila, and it needs hamad of haracha. So we need a reason for this. Elavada, rather, definitely, mishum dera kachim is beach shekidushasan mitzvah. No, by kachim is beach, its kedushasan is from it's for its mitzvah. Lahachi kishemezu. Therefore, when it dies, lo chazian, it's no longer able. Su mitzvah. You can't do its mitzvah, and if you can't do its mitzvah, then what does it lose? It loses din of kachei Hashem. V'leis behu me'ila. It doesn't have me'ila. Mash'engi kachei bedek habayis. That's hektish b'kinyanam. So we have a fourth chakira. And we have chakira 4 that we say we have kedushas on the mitzvah side. Versus what does he say? He says hektish b'kinyanam.
Neither of those things apply to Parah Aduma, though, no?
Hektish b'kinyanam will apply to Parah Aduma. Yeah.
I think we're close to the time.
We're close to the time? Okay, let me see what we can do here. Shabir molam, and so then you can do me'ila with it because it's a kinyan, right? Hektish b'kinyanam, im kin lo shayach b'hu klal din mezu, it's not even close to be shayach din mezu. V'loch pasla, we don't care, klal ma de lo chazian su l'mitzvasan. What's not chazian, it's not fitting for his mitzvah, right? We don't care. right? Loch Patlan, he says. Kevan the Al Gobanim is already a king in Gavo, Shap your Molam, and you still have Meila. Asher Lefizeh, according to this, Gamle Inyan Hachdina de Nasis Mitzvasan, near the Hainu Rak Bekachim Mizbeach. To Kedushazan in Mitzvasan. Ve'al Korchach, Kishenasis Mitzvasan, Paka Kedushazan, Masha Engin Bekachim Betegavais, which not became Kachim Betegavais, the Ein Ekdushan Taloi b'mitzvasan, the Kedusha, the Hekdesh, is not telling mitzvah. Lo shayach u'klal din nasis mitzvasan. It's not shayach nasis mitzvasan. Kamo to lo shayach and din mesu. Just like the din meis doesn't apply because it's the etzem kinyan of what it's worth to the Beis Mikdash. So too, but by the Kabayis, you wouldn't have the din of nasis mitzvasan. Ha'omnam, however, the hachdina din nasis mitzvasan, the hachdina the kachim shemezu, he says shtei dinim nifradim. They're different dinim. The bikachim shemezu alo rak meilu who delays b'hu. Like Kachim is back, it just loses, right? Kachim that died, it just loses its din me'ila. Mikdash kachi, but it's still kachim, right? Masha Enke was not the case, but Nasa Mitzvasan, right? Nasa Mitzvasan, that the Iker Kedusha is already pakum, Ayidezah. Achen Nira, that seems, to Mikom Makom Chad Taimalu, that is one reason. Midechazinon, the lo chayel bekachim bedek gabayas din mesu. The fact that we saw that the din of Kachim Bedek Gabayas, the Lo Chayil, the Kachim Bedek Gabayas din Mesu, right? If it dies, it's still Kodesh Kachim Bedek Gabayas. The reason that we said Kedusha is an ain on the mitzvah, so Kedusha is not totally in its mitzvah. Im Keim Mela to who adin the Lo Shayat who din Nasis mitzvah and Gavkin din Nasis mitzvah doesn't matter because even if it isn't, it still belongs to the Beis Hamikdash. The Imgim Mela to who adin the Lo Shayach who din Nasis mitzvah and Gavkin. Kevin the Kedusha ain't Shayach Klal mitzvah. It's Kedusha mitzvah, right? Kevoshe Kasavnu is not Shayach. Asher Lefizeh, according to this, Hari Misyashba Kushas Tozos. Now we understand again, even another answer for Tozos' question. The Lama Lon Miuda de Chadazi. Why do I need the Miut of Chadazi? Take the Lavachi, a Meila Be'efer, right? There's no Meila in the Efer. Dari Kvar Nasis Mitzvasa, because it already did Mitzvah. Again, but now it stems. The Kevan the Barak Kachibet Gabayasi, but since it's Barak of Kachibet Gabayas, Im Gain Hari Lo Shayach Baklal Hachdina Dinazim Mitzvazo. The din of Nazim Mitzvazo is not relevant to Para Aduma, it's relevant in all Kachim, but not relevant to Para Aduma, because it's a different type of Kedusha. V'gam Belavach time, even without this reason, right, that it's Kaima Lahazah, that it still has to do Hazah, right? So that's just like another reason. Gamken Tzrichinan the miuta de Chatasi. We still need the miut of Chatasi. Leotzia midei Meila, to take it out of the din of Meila, because since it's Kachibet Gabayas, it would have Meila even after it becomes Efer. But it says Chatasi. The Kol Kachibet Gabayas Molam Ben Laolam forever, even after. Even if after you can't do anything to it, right? We move on. Now the Rambam mentions also Kevan the trade dine b'kedusha, because there's two dinim in the kedusha. You have the shem chatas and the shem kedusha's bedek habayis, right? Shu ikar dina de paraduma. This is the chatas. The shem kedusha's bedek habayis mishum din de bedek habayis alo hayat sarat liyos ba meila leolam. Since it's a kinyan, it's an acquisition of the korban in any state, in any form, it would have meila on it, right? So the Rambam, Afal P that it's Kachibet Gabayas, right? It's seeing how these flips the Rambam, flips are thing in the Rambam. Umishum din bedek Gabayas, haloy at sarach liyos ba meila leolam. I think it's always meila. The ach there's a cause of the chadas he and not the Efer, who the bali rueh to explain, to specify the gam kedusha bedek Gabayas shabat talei b'din chadas, that its din bedek Gabayas is dependent on its din chadas. And therefore, who the paka mina, it leaves it. The din meila kishenasis efer when it becomes efer. B'zeu shozi v'Rambam. Time after the Rambam answers shahar nemer b'chadasi. That's what the Rambam is saying. Chadasi. The chadasi in the Rambam is not coming to include for me why the para aduma has any semblance of meila, but it's coming to exclude for me why it loses that meila by efer. And that's the pshat in the Rambam, and that's what how Reb Chaim flipped this Rambam, changed our perspective on this Rambam, and made it make more sense. V'napochu. Geschmack? Rchhhebb? We're good? Maybe we need to do a little bit of chazah, but not right now. It could be. It could be. Think about it. The Rambam flipped. The Kesef Mishnah understood the Rambam and had a big question. Why does he say, Aval Pish, it's Kachibet de Kabayas? Even Kachibet de Kabayas have Me'ilah. So why are you telling me Aval Pish is Kachibet de Kabayas? Why do we, right? But according to Reb Chaim, it makes perfect sense. Even though it's a Kachibet de Kabayas, and therefore I would think that it has Me'ilah forever, even after it becomes Afer. Oh, it says Chatazi, to exclude Chatazi, the Chiddush of Chatazi is not, and therefore it has Me'ilah. The Chiddush of Chatazi is therefore it doesn't have Me'ilah by Afer. Chataz the Para Aduma is a Chataz and not the Afer. And that's the Pshat. Geschmack?
Yeah.
Shkaya.
We do the first one next week. Like maybe the first one.
The first one?
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys want to do the first Reb Chaim?
Yeah.
The first Reb Chaim is pretty Geschmack.
Yeah.
Why do you want to do Dafka that one?
Well, we did it last year in Seder, but I don't remember it so well.
You want to do Chazah?
Yeah.
Why do we learn Gemara?
We do Chazal.
So we can do Chazah.